Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fumble Sports pregame show for NFL Sunday of the Divisional Round. The last Sunday of the Divisional Round, last round of the playoffs before the championship round. We've got a lot of picks for you. Game picks, total plays, player prop bets, everything you need to cash in on another NFL Sunday. Only have a few left, so let's make sure we take advantage of it. If you've got questions, throw them in the chat. If you've got picks, throw them in the chat. If you've got rants, throw them in the chat. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, as always, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for the free newsletter, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. But if you want NFL picks today, we've got them for you. So join us for the next hour. We take you right up until kickoff of Bengals Bills. So if you've got questions, what games to play, picks to make, player prop bets, throw them in the chat. We've got answers for you. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports. The games today, Bengals at Bills, and of course, Cowboys at 49ers. Let us know what you guys think of these games. We'll be going through both of them. The Bengals-Bills kicks off in just about an hour on CBS. Where I see it, Buffalo is a 5.5-point favorite. The over-under set at 49 points. Over-under set at 49 points. One key game note that I want to call out for this game, the lead official for this game is Carl Schaefer's. In his 11 playoff games, the under is 10-1. I've been handing out that play, that trend all week. The lead official for the Bengals-Bills game, in his 11 playoff games that he's been the lead official, the under is 10-1. I like the under in the Bills-Bengals. It's my favorite play of the day, no matter what, the under in the Bills and Bengals. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. Go to the bio of our TikTok live account, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. That comes out every Friday morning with all of my picks all in one place. The player prop bets you need, the game picks, the total plays, all in one easy newsletter to receive. It's free, buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all of you joining us. If you've got questions about this NFL Sunday, throw them in the chat. Happy to talk through your player prop bets, game picks, total plays, everything you need. A couple gambling notes on this one, or gambling trends rather. The underdog is 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 meetings between the Bengals and the Bills. The Bengals are 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 games in January, while the Bills are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 home games. If you're looking for a spread play in this Bengals-Bills game, the Fumble Sports pick of the game is Buffalo on the money line, but I do like the Bengals to cover. I'm going to buy the 1.5. I will take Cincinnati +7, so it's Buffalo on the money line, Cincinnati +7, and as I mentioned a moment ago, I like the under in the Bengals-Bills game. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Jay Shell is right there with me, likes the Bengals to cover. For all of those who are watching on TikTok Live, make sure you hit the link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter to get all of our picks all in one place, as well as the game notes and gambling trends to help you learn which plays to make, get you smarter to cash in on an NFL Sunday. User 345 asks, Bills or Bengals? I just gave out that pick. The Fumble Sports pick for the Bengals-Bills game is Buffalo on the money line, Bengals to cover after I buy a 1.5, and the under. So I like Bills on the money line, Bengals +7, and the under in that game. Again, I would buy the 1.5. I buy points. That's something I do. I buy the 1.5 on the sports book that I use because I want to cash tickets. I'm okay giving up the odds, going from -110 to -140. That's something I'm willing to make to get those extra points. They always come in valuable. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us. Hit that follow button. Okay, Debo's Zeke rush attempts 10.5. He's only went under twice this season. Let's check it out. I lean towards the over, but I like that you're thinking about attempts rather than rushing yards. Going up against that 49ers run defense, I am a little bit of There's a lot of trepidation in starting Zeke this week or chasing some of his player prop bets. So what's interesting about that is 10.5, he hasn't hit that in one of the last 2 weeks, and he only had 13 attempts last week. But that said, I would take the over. I see him getting 12 rushing attempts, Debo's. So I actually think I'm with you. I would take over Ezekiel Elliott rushing attempts over 10.5. I see that landing at 12. Lee Rob 4 asks, thoughts on Bills minus 5.5. I don't like it. If I were going to do that, I would buy it down and take Bills at 4 points. But even that I really don't like. I think this is going to be a 4-point game. I can see it being a 5-point game. But that said, I just don't like Bills minus 5.5. I think it's going to be slightly more competitive than that. So I like Bills on the money line, and I would buy it down. If you could somehow find a way to get Bills minus 3.5 somewhere, that would be the best play for me. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us. Hit that follow button. And, of course, hit the like button as well. Every time we hit 2,000 likes, I put out a quick poll that's related to a player prop bet that I like. You'll vote. I give the analysis afterwards. So once we hit 2,000 likes, we'll do our first quick poll of the day. Who are the top 2 performing running backs today? Well, I love Christian McCaffrey. That's certainly one of them. And I would probably say Joe Mixon would be the other. Yoon 72476 asks, Stephon Diggs, Davis, and Chase anytime touchdown. I feel like that's actually a very good play, actually. Matt Shaver 6, a loyal follower. Hope you're a follower out there. Appreciate all of you joining us. Matt asks, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen over 300 yards. I don't think so. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to get over 300 passing yards today. When I go to Joe Burrow's career playoff log stats, he's only hit over 300 passing yards once. It was last year against the Tennessee Titans, 348 passing yards. But other than that, Joe Burrow's career high in the playoffs is 263 passing yards against the Rams in the Super Bowl. J Shell 93 says T. Higgins is going to have a big day. I certainly hope so. Everything he went through, I would really love to see him have a big day. Between the Stalls, I hope you're a follower. He comes on this show quite frequently. Between the Stalls asks Josh Allen over 250 passing yards. I do think so. My only concern about that is the weather, but I actually think it's going to be okay. So for that reason, yes. Okay, for all of those asking about what I think about the total play for Bengals and Bills, I like the under. I would buy the 1.5. I would get the under 50.5 points. The reason I like the under, I gave out this gambling note just a moment ago. The lead official for the Bengals and Bills game, Carl Schaefer's, he's officiated 11 playoff games in his career. The under is 10-1 in those games. So as much as I like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, 2 high-powered offenses, something tells me in that trend that I should go with the under. So I'm taking the under in the Bengals-Bills game because the lead official, again, in his 11 playoff games in his officiating career, the under is 10-1. What do you think about Deebo Samuel over 4.5 receptions? Let me give it a quick look. We're looking at Deebo Samuel over under receptions at 4.5. I'm not crazy about it. I wish you could get it at 3.5. Obviously you won't. Brendan, I'm going to say yes only because I do think with the pass rush of the Cowboys, Kyle Shanahan will want to get the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands quickly. So I do think, yes, I'll take the over 4.5 receptions. I think you're going to be sweating it, but I could see him getting 5. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. And again, once we hit 2,000 likes, we'll do our first quick poll of the day. I need 4 anytime touchdowns today. Okay, well, I'll go with the most obvious then. I do like Christian McCaffrey on an anytime touchdown. I could see George Kittle getting an anytime touchdown as well. I like Deebo Samuel as well. Those are 3 that you may want to consider. Obviously, from the Dallas side, despite the good rush defense of the 49ers, I could still see Zeke getting an anytime touchdown. In the Bengals and Bills game, Gabe Davis has just been amazing finding the end zone in the playoffs. I think that continues. And I will say that either Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, I'm kind of on a toss-up there. I'm pretty sure both will get one, but I like Jamar Chase probably more. Mr. Big Buckets, Deebo Samuel, 15.5 rushing yards. I'm going to say yes. I like that. Andrew 3X asks Dak over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I do think so. I think he'll throw a pick in this game, so you might want to take over/under interceptions as well. But I do think Dak Prescott will throw 2 touchdowns in that game. That's been consistently hitting. 4 out of the last 5 games, he's had at least two passing touchdowns. In fact, even as I say that, I'm going to my sports book right now, and I'm going to throw some money down on that. I do like Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I do feel like that's a good play, so I'm going to go put a unit or 2 down on that myself. Appreciate all of you joining us. If you're following us on TikTok Live, check out the link in our bio. Hit the link in our bio. It takes you to our website, buttfumblesports.com. When you're there, sign up for the free newsletter. That free newsletter gives you all of our picks all in one place. It comes out every Friday morning. It gives you all of my picks for the weekend, not just for football, all of my picks for the weekend, all in one place, as well as the game notes and gambling trends to go with it. So whether you want to tail us or fade us, you can make that decision with a lot of information at your fingertips. We just hit 2,000 likes, so let's do our first quick poll of the morning. Let's check it out. The first quick poll of the day will be about the 2 quarterbacks going in the Bengals-Bills game. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Let's start this quick poll. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Let us know what you guys think. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Doing a quick poll of the day because we just hit 2,000 likes. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports. Hit that follow button. Our quick poll going on right now. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns today? Jacob, you're the GOAT. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Our quick poll going on. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more touchdowns? More passing touchdowns. Crying face is Josh Allen. Smiley face is Joe Burrow. You guys say it's going to be Joe Burrow. I'm surprised by that. I'm going in the other direction. Josh Allen in the playoffs has consistently thrown multiple. In his last 3 games, he's thrown 12 touchdowns in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow in the playoffs, he only has 2 touchdowns twice in his playoff career. He doesn't get 3 touchdowns in the playoffs passing. I think Josh Allen is the much better play for passing touchdowns today. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. And once again, hit the link in our bio. It takes you to our website. Sign up for the free newsletter. That free newsletter gives you all of my picks all in one place. Make sure you sign up for that free newsletter. Lizard2521, a loyal follower, asks, Knox over 3 receptions. Also, is there value on his anytime touchdown? I actually did take him on an anytime touchdown earlier in the week, so I do think there may be value there. As for his total receptions, let me check out what his game log stats have been. I know in the last month he's really come on strong, so there's reason for me to feel okay about it. Let me check it. So Dawson Knox, you're saying the over-under is at 3 receptions. I don't think it's a great play. He's had 3 or less receptions in 3 straight games. The only reason I might bet it is because I feel like the worst outcome is a push. I think he's going to get 3 catches. Getting 4, though, might be a little tricky. That said, Dawson Knox, the reason I took him on an anytime touchdown this week, he has a touchdown in 5 straight games. Dawson Knox has a touchdown in 5 straight games. He's clearly become one of Josh Allen's favorite targets in the red zone. So Dawson Knox, anytime touchdown is a good play, Lizard. Jacob asks, what's our Twitter account? At Sports Fumble is our Twitter account. At Sports Fumble is our Twitter account. MVP Metcalf, a loyal follower. Let's go. Kelsey, first touchdown hit. I did say that Jerick McKinnon or Kelsey were the first touchdown plays I would go with. I didn't give that out because I'm not big on first touchdown plays, but I'm glad that did hit for you. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Dairy, Bills Mafia in the house. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we talked about how crazy would it be if the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. Eagles and Bills fans taking over Glendale, Arizona. Would the city of Glendale survive that? Who knows? And as we joked, it wouldn't be about hatred. There wouldn't be animosity. There would just be mad chaos. Bills Mafia and Eagles fans in one Super Bowl location. I'm absolutely for it. Burrow over 21 fantasy points. I think you're going to be sweating it, but I think it's probably right at that line. I would probably set it at 21. I think he probably gets 22, 23, but I think you'll be sweating it a little bit. User 123. Andrew 3X asks, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow over rushing, receiving yards, touchdowns. There's a lot going on there. Jamar Chase, I think, is going to be a good play today, whether it's over on his receptions, yards, or an anytime touchdown. As for Joe Burrow, I'm not as crazy about him on his stats today. I feel like some of his lines are a little high for me. What are some of my top plays today? I love Christian McCaffrey on an anytime touchdown. I love Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I really like Gabe Davis anytime touchdown. And I like Dawson Knox on an anytime touchdown as well. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports. Hit that follow button. Jorge asks, Josh Allen over 280.5 passing yards. I like that one. I think I think Josh Allen's going to have 285 or more passing yards. But Joe Burrow over under 284.5. I think Joe Burrow is going to be under. So I think Joe Burrow's passing yards is going to go under the total, where I think Josh Allen will go over the total. Diggs, 80.5 receiving yards. Let me check what Stephon Diggs. What I'm actually checking right now is Stephon Diggs' playoff game log. I'm kind of curious to know how he's done over his career in the playoffs. So he had 114 receiving yards last week. But other than that, he has gone 3 straight games under 80 receiving yards. Man, I don't. Let's check what his recent game log stats have been. So we're looking at Stephon Diggs over under 80.5 receiving yards. He has had over 100 in his past 2 weeks, but before that, he was under for 3 straight weeks. This is a tough one for me. Let's go back to it. Now I'm going to check Stephon Diggs' home road splits. That's another thing I like to do. So giving you guys some insight into how I make my picks for player prop bets. I check game log stats. I check how players have done against certain opponents. And I like to check their home road splits. So Stephon Diggs has played better at home this year. More touchdowns, more receptions, more receiving yards. 80.5 seems really high to me. I wouldn't play it. That's what I would say. I wouldn't touch Diggs over under 80.5. I'm going to lean personally towards saying under. I just feel like it's a little too high for me, but I'm not crazy about it. Chase over under 84.5 receiving yards, I actually like more. Burrow and Dak 1.5 interceptions each. Well, I certainly like Dak on an interception. Let's check Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow hasn't thrown an interception frequently in the playoffs. Let's check Joe Burrow's game log stats. I could see Burrow throwing an interception because the Bills are such a good defense in turning over quarterbacks. But again, it's not a player prop bet that I'm really drawn to. And a lot of people are talking to me like Joe Burrow is going to be throwing the ball a lot. I don't see why people think that's going to be the case necessarily. I could see actually Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor trying to be a bit smarter and trying to use Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine a little bit more than people think. So I would love to see Higgins get an anytime touchdown. Let's check out his stats. I'm saying that more emotionally, so let me check out his stats to see if that's a good play today. So T. Higgins has gone 2 weeks without a receiving touchdown. Before that, he had 4 straight weeks with one. Let's check out T. Higgins' playoff game log. And a good place to go for that is StatMuse. They're really good at that stuff. So T. Higgins only has a touchdown in the playoffs one time. He had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. For that reason alone, he's just clearly not a red zone target for Joe Burrow in the playoffs. So I'll actually say T. Higgins does not have an anytime touchdown. See any kickers today over 1.5 field goals? I like Robbie Gould over 1.5 field goals. And believe it or not, I might go with Maher. I would not be surprised if Maher hits over 1.5 field goals. Elliott over 43.5 total yards. Is that rushing plus receiving yards? If it's rushing plus receiving yards, I like it. If it's only rushing yards, I would go under. I think Zeke is going to have a tough time running the ball today. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you follow us at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at SportsFumble on Twitter. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll, so make sure you're hitting that like button. Jacob is the GOAT asks, 49ers money line, love it. Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown, love it. I would take it. I'd combine the two. Jacob, it's exactly what I did earlier this week. That's something I like to do, by the way. If you think there's a certain player that's a really good anytime touchdown play, but you're not getting great odds with them, like a Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown with Christian McCaffrey right now is going off where I see it at -165, which is okay odds, but not great. But if I wanted to make that a little bit better, in a lot of sports books, you can combine that. There are bets you can make where that's a parlay, Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown, and San Francisco on the money line. All of a sudden, I go from -165 to +130. Love that play. I put a unit on that. So Jacob is GOAT 1998. I'm making the same play you are. Josh Allen under 48 rushing yards. That's an interesting one. I've been going back and forth on that. I think he's going to go over that slightly. I can understand why it's not a great play. So I wouldn't necessarily touch his rushing yards, but something tells me he's going to go over that if I had to bet it. Do you think Christian McCaffrey scores 2 touchdowns today? While I could see it, I'm not going to make that bet simply because I actually think Kyle Shanahan likes to distribute the ball in scoring situations. I don't think he likes to feed one person over too much. That's one of the reasons I could see Debo, Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey all getting touchdowns. Especially, remember, Brock Purdy has at least 2 passing touchdowns in every game he's started in his NFL career, so I like that to continue today. So think Ayuk and Kittle could be good plays, or Debo and Christian McCaffrey in passing touchdown situations. User 345 asks, Beasley anytime touchdown. So I understand that that could be a good play in terms of odds. The only reason that I'm not going to make that bet is simply because I don't have a lot of data on Cole Beasley this year. So he had a touchdown in the first round against the Miami Dolphins, but for a number of reasons, I'm just kind of avoiding him. He hasn't had a lot of reps, a lot of game time. I know he could be a fun play, but in that same unit that I'm putting down on a Cole Beasley anytime touchdown, I'd rather put that on Gabe Davis or Dawson Knox. I feel like there's a greater likelihood of the touchdown. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Razzlemania, a loyal follower, appreciate you joining us. What's my best bet for today? Well, I do like the 2 home teams both to win. I felt that way going into the weekend. I liked all 4 home teams to win. That said, if I did have a player prop bet that I like the most, Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown would be one of them. Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns would be one of them. I love Gabe Davis on an anytime touchdown as well. I'm parlaying that with a Buffalo Bills win. I think the Bills on the money line is a really safe bet. I really do like the 49ers as well. Razzlemania had some fun with UFC last night and has the Bills money line on it. Hope that cashes for you. McCaffrey rushing touchdown, anytime touchdown. You want to make sure it's an anytime touchdown because I could see him getting a touchdown either on a passing or running play. Monk 12-12 also has Zeke over 10.5 rushing attempts. I do like that. Make sure you're following us. Jacob is the GOAT. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll, so make sure you're hitting that like button. By the way, we have a shout out. I want to shout out There's a big DGen community, the Degenerate Gambler community on Twitter that I'm a part of. Sports Fumble on Twitter is our handle. Our biggest DGen play of the day is Cooper Rush. We have a Cooper Rush bet going out there. It's Cooper Rush over half an interception. That is my ultimate Degenerate Gambler bet of the day. It's a long shot odds. I got it at like plus 1,600 odds. But if for any reason, Dak doesn't finish this game, I could see Cooper Rush just throwing a ball up in the air and throwing an interception. So I put a unit down on that. If that hits, it's certainly going to be a fun day for Butt Fumble Sports. Who's the defense do you have for most fantasy points? That's really interesting. I'm kind of caught actually between the Bills and the 49ers. There's something that tells me the Cowboys offense is going to be a little bit better than I think. But that said, I think the Bills defense is going to have no trouble getting through the offensive line of the Bengals. I expect Ed Oliver to have a big game. I'm going to say that the Bills defense is going to actually be the best one from a fantasy standpoint. Doghouse Breaks 2 asks, Knox, Chase, Pollard, TD parlay. I think you're going to be sweating out the Tony Pollard part of the parlay, but I don't think it's a terrible bet. Make sure you're hitting that follow button up on your screen, Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Jamar Chase, over 7.5 receptions. Let's check out Jamar Chase game log stats. So again, giving some revealing of the curtain as to how I do my research. When I look up a player for a player prop bet, I like to go to ESPN, their player page, check out the game log of the player, the home road splits. If he has a history against a certain opponent, check that out as well. Chase doesn't have a history against the Bills that's really notable, so that's unnecessary. But that said, I do like over 7.5 receptions. He's hit that in 4 of his last 5 games. Jamar Chase hasn't had less than 7 receptions since September. Oh my God, that's a crazy stat. So since September 29th, in every game he's played, Jamar Chase has at least 7 receptions. He's been targeted at least 8 times, but usually he's targeted around 11, 12 times a game and gets about 8 catches a game. So I do like the over 7.5 receptions for Jamar Chase. We just hit 4,000 likes because you guys are amazing. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. We're going to do another quick poll because we just hit 4,000 likes. So the next quick poll that we're going to do, again, is about the 2 quarterbacks that are going at it. Which quarterback will have more passing yards? Which quarterback will have more passing yards? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Let's see what you guys think. Both are getting minus 120 odds. Which quarterback will have more passing yards today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Again, we're doing a quick poll because we hit 4,000 likes. Which quarterback will have more passing yards today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Our quick poll question that's going on right now. Which quarterback will have more passing yards today? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Every time we hit another 2,000 likes, we do a quick poll. The 4,000 like quick poll question. Which quarterback will have more passing yards? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. A neck and neck vote right now. Final seconds, get your votes in. Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing yards? Which quarterback will have more passing yards? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen, and barely you guys say it's going to be Joe Burrow. I'm going to go in the other direction. I'm going to say it's Josh Allen. So I'm disagreeing with you guys. A big reason for that, in my estimation, is Josh Allen in his playoff career has hit over 300 passing yards in 3 straight games. He's been far more successful from a passing standpoint in the playoffs than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's only had over 300 passing yards once. His high, other than that one game, 263. So Joe Burrow in the playoffs isn't as spectacular as you may think in terms of passing yards. Appreciate all of you joining us. make sure you're on TikTok Live hitting the link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. While you're on there, sign up for our free newsletter. Every Friday morning, it comes out with all of our gambling picks for the weekend in the NFL and in other sports. And not just our picks, but all the game notes and gambling trends that go with it. So whether you agree with us or disagree, we do the work, we put together the research so you guys can cash in on your weekend picks. Appreciate all of you joining us. Pindle J, Burrow going to be sacked a bunch. Well, actually, that is a play that I like. The total sacks right now for the Bengals-Bills game, over under 5.5 sacks. That's a bet that I would like. I would take over 5.5 sacks in the Bills and Bengals game. I know a lot of you probably don't bet on total sacks in a game, but that actually is one of the things I do like to bet on throughout a week, especially when you see in situations like now, the Bengals offensive line seriously in question with the number of injuries that they have. So if on the sports book that you use, you can get that, I would take over 5.5 sacks in the Bengals and Bills game. Bowtie Jackson asks, Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I'm really not crazy about it. I'll say yes. I think he gets 2, but I think you're going to be sweating it a little bit. Someone likes Brandon Ayuk today. I hope he cashes for you. Barry Bow Entertainment asks, Knox yards over under. I would set it probably at like 30.5. And it probably even there, I'm not crazy about it. It's probably closer to like 27, 28.5. But that said, I think in anytime touchdowns, the good play with Dawson Knox, he's had a touchdown in, I believe, 5 straight games. So I think Dawson Knox anytime touchdown is a good play. But his over-under receiving yards, it's probably going to go towards the under. What do I think about Knox anytime touchdown? Like I said, I like that play. Ayuk anytime touchdown's a bit riskier. I do like it simply because Brock Purdy has thrown at least 2 passing touchdowns in every game he started. I'm a little worried about it, but I do think Ayuk might be a good play. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports. So Jorge has Knox over under 38.5. Yeah, Jorge, I would take under 38 receiving yards for Dawson Knox. Jacob is GOAT 1998, such a loyal follower. Appreciate your support. You ask Mixon over under 47.5 rushing yards. I'm going to take the over. I'll take over 47.5 rushing yards for Joe Mixon. Brooke asks, who do I have winning the Super Bowl? Well, I'll just say this. My Super Bowl matchup right now is the Philadelphia Eagles against the Buffalo Bills. If I did have to put money down on a team, I would say the Philadelphia Eagles. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you hit that follow button and follow Butt Fumble Sports. That way you know when we go live every time we do. We've hit 6,000 likes because you guys are an amazing audience and you guys are the absolute best. So we're going to do another quick poll question. Our next quick poll question is about the 2 superstar wide receivers playing in this Bills-Bengals game. Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards? Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards? Smiley face Smiley face Jamar Chase, crying face Stephon Diggs. So the red will be for Chase and the Bengals, the blue for Diggs. So which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Smiley face Jamar Chase, crying face Stephon Diggs, doing our quick poll because we hit 6,000 likes. Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Smiley face Jamar Chase, crying face Stephon Diggs, doing a quick poll because we hit 6,000 likes. Every time we hit another 2,000 like benchmark, we do a quick poll. What do you guys think? Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Smiley face for Jamar Chase, crying face for Stephon Diggs. This is a close vote. Make sure you get your vote in. Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Both are going off at minus 120. Smiley face Jamar Chase, crying face Stephon Diggs. Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Final few seconds of this quick poll. Smiling face Jamar Chase, crying face Stephon Diggs. Which wide receiver will have more receiving yards today? Final few seconds. You guys are saying it's going to be Stephon Diggs. I'm going in the other direction. I'm going to say it's Jamar Chase. I think he has more receptions. I think he has more receiving yards. I think the passing game of the Bills will be better, but I think Stephon Diggs won't have as many receiving yards as Jamar Chase. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. For those watching on our YouTube channel, Butt Fumble Sports, appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And of course, check out our graphics. Let us know what you think. We have brand new graphic packages, as well as we put up our player prop bets. So make sure you're going to our YouTube channel, Butt Fumble Sports, and subscribing. That way you know every time we go live. Brooke asks, who's going to win the Bills and Bengals game? I have Buffalo on the money line. User 345, Debo and Kittle anytime touchdown. I do like it. I actually think both will find the end zone. Joe Burrow, over 12.5 rushing yards is one you love. Pindle J, I love that one as well. I do think Joe Burrow, because of the offensive line, at some point, they're going to need him to get out of the pocket and scramble. By the way, for those who are curious about Damar Hamlin, he is at the Bills Stadium right now. I don't know if he's going to lead the team onto the field or not, but Damar Hamlin is in attendance for the Bills and Bengals game. Josh, good luck to your Cowboys today. I don't have them winning, but I certainly am hoping for your sake that they come out ahead. Andrew T. David asks, what do you think of McCaffrey anytime touchdown? I love it. Chase anytime touchdown. I love it. And Joe Burrow, 13.5 rushing yards parlay. I really like that one. I think Jamar Chase is the only thing I'd be concerned about, but I do like all of the parts of that parlay, so I think that's a good play, Andrew. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter, and hit the link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. In that newsletter, you get all of our picks all in one place for not just the NFL, but for all the games that we pick throughout the weekend. And also not just the game picks, but the game notes and gambling trends that go into our picks. So whether you agree with us or not, you'll be able to make that decision with the information you need to make an informed decision. Again, that's buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. Just Max 49 asks, Joe Burrow over under 200 passing yards. I would take 200 plus passing yards. I think he's over 200 passing yards. Andrew, how many you up on NFL since playoffs started? How many units am I up? Honestly, I don't know since the NFL started, because we started to do a lot of NBA and college basketball bets, and we've been doing well on those. Brooke asks, what did I think when Damar Hamlin fell to the ground? My first thought was, I pray to God he doesn't die. Because if Damar Hamlin, that would have changed the NFL forever. And I'm so happy Damar Hamlin is not just getting healthier, but is attending this game. It is an absolute miracle of modern science. I'm so grateful to those who were able to revive him. An unbelievable story, but it's crazy to think just a few weeks ago, we were so excited for a Bills-Bengals game, and then what transpired did. And now we're back again in the Bills-Bengals, and miraculously, it's been a happy ending. So Damar Hamlin is at the stadium today, and I'm sure an emotional boost for Buffalo Bills. Schultz over 30 receiving yards. I want to check that. We are checking Dalton Schultz. So I do like Dalton Schultz over 30 receiving yards. He's hit that in 4 straight games. I'll take over. Dalton Schultz, 30 receiving yards. Over for Dalton Schultz, 30 receiving yards. I like that play. I think that's a pretty good one. In fact, I'm going to throw a unit on that as well. For those guys, for everyone who's watching, appreciate your support. Make sure you're hitting that follow button at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once we hit 8,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. So make sure you're hitting that like button. Get us up to 8,000 likes, and we'll do another quick poll, answering all of your questions, gambling questions, game pick questions, player prop bet questions. We're just having a lot of fun taking you right up until kickoff of the Bills and Bengals game. Right now, I'm just, oh, wow, you got 30, over under 30 receiving yards for Schultz. My sportsbook has it at 43.5. That tells you the difference. I think the snow in Buffalo, from what I see, I'm more concerned about the wind. I'm not concerned about the snow. I'm concerned about the wind. I'm hoping that the wind doesn't play too big a factor. Yeah, user 3467 brings up how many offensive linemen are out for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that's going to make a big difference. I mentioned this earlier, a prop bet that I love today, total sacks in the Bills and Bengals game. I like the over 5.5 sacks. I could see the Bills on their own getting 4, so I feel really good about that. Will Joe Burrow have a rushing touchdown today? That's a good question. I'm not crazy about it. I personally wouldn't put money down on it. I know he had one last week, but he's not the kind of, when he gets a touchdown, it really is an over-the-top run. I'm not crazy about it. Gomer46 asks, Knox, anytime touchdown? As I mentioned earlier in the show, I do love that one. Dawson Knox has a touchdown in 5 straight games, so I do like Dawson Knox anytime touchdown. DXX asks, James Cook anytime touchdown. Let's check that out. James Cook, let's check his game log. So Cook had a touchdown last week. He has a rushing touchdown in 2 of his last 3 weeks. That after not scoring a touch. He only had 1 touchdown before the last 3 weeks, and he has 2 touchdowns in that span. I wouldn't go with him only because he has been too inconsistent as a red zone factor. So I wouldn't play James Cook on a touchdown. How many yards do you think Josh Allen will pass for? I think between 285 and 305. I have it closer to 300, so I think Josh Allen has a pretty big day. Razzlemania asks, is this a good parlay? Bills money line, Josh Allen over 1.5 touchdowns. You're getting that at minus 105? Yes. Razzlemania, I do like that. Lane asks, Chase over 7 receptions. I like that as well. That's been consistently hitting. DXX asks about Chase scoring a touchdown. I do think Jamar Chase scores a touchdown. What's a unit? A unit is the amount of money you feel comfortable putting down on a single bet. So a unit could be $10, it could be $100, it could be $1. But it's something that you should consider when placing a bet. You shouldn't just randomly come up with figures in your head. You should control your amount of money and how much you bet. So if you feel comfortable putting down $10 or $50 or $100, if you watch some of the big bettors out there, they're putting $1,000 as a unit. Well, that's too much money for us. If you feel comfortable with something like 50, 10, or even $1, a unit is just a means of kind of measuring your confidence level. So for an example, if I feel really good about a bet, I'll put 3 units down on a bet. That's me saying I have a level 3 confidence when it comes to this bet. But a bet I'm less confident on, it's 1 unit or even half a unit. It's a way of me measuring out my risk reward level. So I'm not placing an equal bet across all risk or high or low risk bets. That's an easy way to lose your money. My score prediction for the Bills and Bengals game, I'll say it's 23. I'll say it's 24-20. I'll say it's 24-20. Bills. 24-20 Bills is my score prediction for Bills Bengals. 24-20 is my score prediction. T. Higgins first touchdown, I don't like it. Razzlemania, good luck to you on your bet. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Doghouse Breaks 2 asks, Knox, CD, Schultz, Chase, anytime touchdown parlay. Wow, that is a crazy one. I could absolutely see it hitting. That's the crazy thing. I could actually see it hitting. So, again, that's something I put half a unit down on, maybe even a third of a unit down on, and then if it hits, I'm still getting great money on it. Okay, someone is asking about Joe Mixon anytime touchdown. Let's check out Joe Mixon's game log stats. I'm kind of curious. So again, every time I do a player prop bet, I like to look at a player's game log stats. So Joe Mixon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joe Mixon's only had a touchdown in 1 of his last 6 games. Very interesting. Now let's check. I also like to check Joe Mixon playoff game log stats. Let's check that out. So Joe Mixon's postseason stats. He only has one rushing touchdown in the playoffs. Let me see. That might be wrong. No, that's right. No, I don't like Joe Mixon anytime touchdown today. I don't know why my background just changed, so let me fix that real quick. There we go. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you're watching on TikTok Live, hit the link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. It comes out every Friday morning with all of our gambling picks for the weekend, as well as the game notes and gambling trends that go with it. By the way, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, make sure you go to our merchandise store. There is a great Josh Allen shirt on our website. And if you're a 49ers fan, we have a couple shirts for you as well, including Mr. Irrelevant. By the way, let me actually pull that up. I want to pull up our Josh Allen. I want to pull up our Josh Allen shirt. This is our Josh Allen shirt. For all of those who are Buffalo Bills fans, this is our Josh Allen shirt. Gomer46, Diggs anytime touchdown, like it. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Razzlemania, I know you hate taking the under on the Cowboys and 49ers. I've been wrestling with it too in that Dallas 49ers game. I am leaning towards the under. I'm not crazy about it, but I am leaning towards the under. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And once again, hit the link in our bio if you're watching on TikTok Live. Takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter with all of our gambling picks. It comes out every Friday morning, not just for the NFL, but all the games we pick throughout the weekend. Also with game notes and gambling trends that go with it, so you can make the decision for yourself, all the research given to you. And while you're there, check out our store and check out designs like the one that's above me right now. Josh Allen hurdling over a defender. We have shirts like this. Also have a Mr. Irrelevant shirt for Brock Purdy. A Chandler Jones, Mac Jones shirt after that fumble in Vegas. Some really cool hand designs you can only find at buttfumblesports.com. So go there and make a purchase. McPherson over 1.5 field goals. I'm not crazy about it. And the only reason for that is the weather in Buffalo has me a bit concerned. McPherson hasn't been great throughout the season. I'll say yes, but I'm not crazy about it. As in, I wouldn't take it. I'll take the over, but I'm not crazy about it. Do you think Josh Allen gets over 25 rushing yards? Yes, I do. And maybe he'll have another hurdle, which will make this look perfect. Fit Dre 2.0, who's a loyal follower, asks, I'm over 41.5 for Dallas 49ers. I do like that. I would like the over 41.5. Where I was getting that over-under total was closer to 46.5. I bought that up to 48. So I like the under 48 points in the Dallas 49ers game. But Fit Dre 2.0, if you're getting that total at 41.5, I like the over. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Doghouse breaks. If I cut out, just ask the question one more time, and I'll make sure I get to it. Bass over 2 field goals. I'm not crazy about it. I wouldn't touch the kickers in this Bengals-Bills game. The weather has me a bit concerned, especially in that Buffalo stadium. The swirling winds, I'm not crazy about it. I would avoid the kickers in this game. Raiders 061, a loyal follower, asked Josh Allen over 22.5 completions. I like it. I actually want to double check it before. Yeah, over 22.5 completions. Yeah, I like it. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports. Hit that follow button. And again, hit the link in our bio. If you're watching on YouTube, the link's in the description section. Hit the link, takes you to our bio, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. That free newsletter has all of my gambling picks all in one place, as well as the game notes and gambling trends that go with it. So whether you want to tail us or fade us, you get all of our picks all in one place. Diggs over 7 catches. I would take the under. Debo 5 catches. I think that's probably a push. I'm not crazy about it. 5+ catches. I think he'll have 5, but I think it's a push. Mixon over 12.5 carries. Yeah, I do like that one. So Hulk asks over 49.5 for the Cowboys game. No, I like the under in that game. And Cowboys plus 3.5, I'm not crazy about either. I would buy that up. So how I'm betting the 49ers and Cowboys game, the Butt Fumble Sports pick for that game is San Francisco on the money line, and I am leaning towards the under. But when it comes to the spread, I'm actually on both sides of it. What I'm doing in the 49ers and Cowboys game, I bought the points on both sides. So I took, this is when the line was 5.5. I bought it down, and I took when it was 4 points rather. I bought it down. It took 49ers minus 2.5, and I bought it up and took Dallas plus 5.5. So again, all of my picks, the Butt Fumble Sports pick for the 49ers and Cowboys is San Francisco on the money line, San Francisco minus 2.5, Dallas plus 5.5, and I am leaning towards the under. Schultz, Knox, Chase, CD Lamb, parlay touchdown. So Doghouse breaks 2. The only thing I'd be concerned about in that one, as I mentioned, is CD Lamb and Schultz getting a touchdown. Seems a little risky. I do like it, but I'd only put half a unit down on it. I wouldn't put too much money down on it. Oh, Chris, if he means the Bills game, definitely take the under in the Bills game. So I've been giving out this gambling note all day. I want to make sure you guys hear it. The lead official for the Bills-Bengals game, Carl Schaefer's, he has had 11 playoff games in his career. The under is 10-1. The lead official for the Bills-Bengals game in his 11-game career in the playoffs, the under is 10-1. You see the weather right now on the live shots on CBS, snow, wind. I know there's some high-powered offenses in that game, but between the weather and the officials, I'm going to take the under in the Bills-Bengals game. It's one of my favorite plays of the day. Do I think Dak is going to throw an interception today? Yes, I do. Make sure you're following us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown. I don't like it. It's currently snowing. Yeah, I don't think the snow is going to impact the Buffalo Bills nearly as much as it'll impact the Cincinnati Bengals. Once we hit 8,000 likes, we will do another quick poll question. Only have a few minutes left of the show, so make sure you're hitting the like button. Let's get up to 8,000 likes. For those who are loyal followers, make sure you hit the link in our bio. Takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Not only can you buy shirts, just like the design that we have up for Josh Allen, but you can also check out our blog posts and, of course, sign up for the free newsletter. You don't want to miss that. The free newsletter comes out every Friday with all of our picks for the weekend. What are my plays for today? So I do like the Bills on the money line. I like the Bengals to cover +7, and I like the under in the Bills-Bengals game. As for Cowboys 49ers, I like San Francisco on the money line, San Francisco minus 2.5, Dallas plus 5.5, and I am leaning towards the under. As for some player prop bets, I like Gabe Davis anytime touchdown, Dawson Knox anytime touchdown, Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown, and Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We just hit 8,000 likes because you guys are freaking amazing. So thank you so much for joining us, supporting us, hitting that like button. You guys are awesome. We're going to do another quick poll question. This is a good one. Which player will have more sacks today? Which player will have more sacks today is our next quick poll question. Which player will have more sacks today? Smiley face Nick Bosa, crying face Micah Parsons. Smiling face Nick Bosa, crying face Micah Parsons. Here's our quick poll question because we hit 8,000 likes. Which defensive player will have more sacks today? Smiley face Nick Bosa, crying face Micah Parsons. Doing another quick poll because we hit 8,000 likes. Which player will have more sacks today? Smiley face Nick Bosa, crying face Micah Parsons. Let us know what you guys think. Doing another quick poll because we hit 8,000 likes with just a few minutes left in the show. Smiley face Nick Bosa, crying face Micah Parsons. Which player will have more sacks today? Smiley face Nick Bosa. Crying face Micah Parsons. Which player will have more sacks today? Get your vote in. Final few seconds of the poll. Smiley face Nick Bosa. Crying face Micah Parsons. Which player will have more sacks today? Final 10 seconds. Smiley face Nick Bosa. Crying face Micah Parsons. Which player will have more sacks today? Let us know. You guys think it's going to be Micah Parsons. I'm going in the other direction. I think it's going to be Nick Bosa. Jason Peters being out for the Cowboys is going to have an impact. And also, Trent Williams is one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. Micah Parsons isn't going to come from the left side. He'll have to come from the right. But either way, I like Nick Bosa to have more sacks today than Micah Parsons. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We're closing in on 78,000. What am I saying? 38,000 followers on TikTok. We're not quite to 78,000. We're closing in on 38,000 followers on TikTok. Make sure you're one of them. Hit that follow button. Follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Doghouse 2. Allen over 280 passing yards. Yes. Over 22 passing attempts. Yes. Over 45 rushing yards. Yes. I like it. I would put half a unit down on it, but I like it. Appreciate all of you joining us. Only have a few minutes left. Want to make sure I say this one more time. The link in our bio on TikTok Live, and if you watch on YouTube, it's in our description section. Hit that link. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. It comes out every Friday morning. Every time you get that newsletter, it comes with all of our picks for the weekend. NFL, college basketball, NBA, all in one place. And if you want to follow our picks or fade him, you get all the gambling notes and game notes that you need to make sure you cash in on the weekend. What's my 3-unit of the day? My 3-unit of the day would be the under in the Bills and Bengals game. What's my 3-unit bet of the day, which would be the highest confidence level bet? I love the under in the Bills-Bengals game. I'm buying the 1.5, but I do take the under. We just have a couple minutes left in this pregame show before we kick off NFL Sunday of the divisional round. I just want to give a big shout out to Bleece. Bleece, couldn't do this without you. I really appreciate the support. Appreciate the Butt Fumble Sports team. To make sure all of this information comes out and this broadcast comes out, there are a lot of people behind the scenes, so really want to shout them out. Appreciate the Butt Fumble Sports team. This is an unbelievable company that we're building. So excited to head into the next stage of this company over the next few weeks. Appreciate our audience. It is you guys that make us what we are. Without your support, we would be nothing. So thank you, everyone who follows us, everyone who watches us, all the people who ask questions and engage. You guys are what make us a successful company. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, and welcome to the Buddy community. You guys are absolutely awesome. Sam Dog 21, does Jamar Chase score today? I think he does. Raiders 061, what odds did you get money line on Buffalo? I got them, I believe, at minus 210. Let me just check that. So I got Bills on the money line. I got them at minus 210 earlier in the week. It's now moved to minus 250, so. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us. And if you want to get all of my picks all in one place every Friday morning, hit the link in our bio, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. You get all of our picks all in one place, as well as the gambling trends and game notes that go with it. Sam Dog 21, appreciate your support. Raiders 061, appreciate your support. No, this is an unbelievable community. You guys are fantastic. I can't believe we've now gone through 20 weeks of NFL action. We've had pregame shows on every Sunday for the last 20 weeks. To think about that is unbelievable, where we were in August preparing for the NFL season. Now to think we've gone 20 weeks of NFL pregame shows. We are honored to be a place where you spend your time on TikTok Live and YouTube, watching us, hopefully being entertained, and hopefully getting some good gambling and fantasy information. We so appreciate you guys watching, supporting us, joining us as loyally as you do. You guys are absolutely awesome, so thank you. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at ButtFumble Sports, as well as on Instagram and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, and of course, hit the link in our bio. It takes you to our website, buttfumblesports.com. where you should sign up for the free newsletter so you get all of our picks every Friday morning, all of our picks for the weekend, as well as the gambling trends and game notes that go with it. And while you're on the website, check out our blogs, check out our store. We so appreciate your support. This is just an unbelievable community. We're going to sign off now and go watch this football game. Make sure you follow us. That way you can check out our rant videos. We do a rant video after every game about each team. You won't want to miss those. My best bet of the day, one more time, my best bet of the day is the under in this Bills-Bengals game. Make sure you get that money in. Appreciate all of your support. Appreciate you guys joining us, following us, everything you guys do. You're amazing. Hope you cash your tickets and have a great day of NFL action. We'll talk